All right, DeMonte, let's get to it. What are we starting with today?
New week, same story, man. The Chiefs were down late and came back.
Yeah.
This week's victims, the LA Chargers, who scored a touchdown with 1:46 remaining.
Yeah.
Mahomes led a 75-yard drive, capped off with a touchdown from Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He also increased his win streak in the months of November and December to 25 games.
Yeah.
He's also never lost a road game in his division, which is like pretty crazy.
It's impossible, but go ahead. Yeah.
Did Mahomes officially lock up his standing to be MVP?
Oh, well, no. Listen, we're going to talk a lot about this game. The idea, I saw a lot of people saying that yesterday. Oh, the MVP race is over. Let me remind you about how the voters in the past have screwed this up. In 2020, Patrick Mahomes was the defending Super Bowl champion, defending Super Bowl MVP. Did not win MVP the year before because Lamar did. So it's not like voter fatigue. He'd only ever won one. They were the defending champs. He played 15 games. Didn't play the 16th game because they had everything locked up. He went 14-1, had 38 touchdowns and 6 picks, a 108 rating, and got one MVP vote. Aaron Rodgers won it. Josh Allen finished second. Mahomes finished third. So the idea that the voters come the end of December might not convince themselves, well, actually, it's Tua, or, well, actually, it's Jalen, or some other nonsense, that could happen. Now, MVP voting changed. Just on Friday, it got announced. Previously, what the NFL had done, 50 voters submit one name. Unlike the NBA, where you submit a ballot 1 through 5. The NFL's changing it, where they are submitting a ballot now of 1 through 5 for MVP. Obviously, he's the MVP. Obviously, he's the best player in the league, but that doesn't mean he's going to win it. Go ahead.
Speaking of Tua,
yeah,
we always get on your head for like your takes that age badly.
Mm-hmm.
But you were spot on the last pod about getting on the Chiefs after the Chargers took the lead and getting them on the money line. So I'm giving you credit where it's due.
I told you guys on TV and on the pod, I told America, don't lay the 6. It started at 7, got all the way down to 4.5. Said, don't lay that with the Chiefs. Wait until they're trailing and then bet them either minus less than a field goal or on the money line. I did both yesterday. I made 3 live Chief bets yesterday. I bet them minus 2.5 when they were down early.
Right.
Because now you only have to win by a field goal. I bet them at halftime plus 120 to win. And then I bet them right after the Chargers scored a touchdown at plus 170 when they were down, what would it be? Down 4 with 1:45 and 2 timeouts. So I bet them 3 times live in game. I wanted, so we'll talk big picture in a moment, but about that game. People killed me because the Chiefs were up 3 after the Keenan Allen fumble.
Right.
And there was about 8 minutes left and they're driving. And for me, obviously what you're rooting for there is a touchdown. Go up 10 in the game. But my worst case scenario in that spot was not a turnover. For me, the worst case scenario would have been a long drive that ends in a field goal where you go up 6. There's like 3.5 to 4.5 minutes left. And it's just going to be the Chargers get the ball last. So the Chiefs then fumble. And the Chargers get the ball with 7 minutes left. And I tweeted, obviously I wanted a touchdown. But oddly, I prefer a turnover with 7 minutes than a field goal with 4 minutes. And the replies to that tweet, oh my God. People, so many memes, the crying guy with the mask on. Tell me how this makes sense. But the logic was exactly what played out.
Right.
With 7 minutes left, Mahomes is getting the ball back. And if Mahomes is getting the ball back, we're going to win. The only thing I didn't want was the Chiefs to go up less than a full touchdown, take enough time off the clock, where the Chiefs defense, which played okay yesterday and is better this year than in years past, but I still don't fully trust that the game can end with Herbert just driving the field and with 20 seconds left, scoring a touchdown to go up 1. That's so the reason that I felt that way is that Chiefs with Mahomes do feel inevitable. So it's not just 25 straight in November and December, like you said. It's not just 24-3 his career in the division, which is absurd when you consider that division has had Phillip Rivers, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, and of course the clown show that the Broncos have had at quarterback. But it's not like Brady going up against the AFC East forever in these terrible divisions.
Right.
It's supposed to be a good division with good quarterbacks. The 14-0 on the road is insane. But the more insane numbers are, Mahomes in his career, when trailing by 10 points, which he never did in this game, wins 60% of his games. Second best is Brady at 38%. Mahomes now, when trailing going into the fourth, is 9-6. 60% of his games, when trailing going into the fourth quarter, he wins. The next best quarterback, I just saw this tweet. The next best quarterback on that list is Jay Schroeder, who wins 35% of his games. So nobody in league history wins 36% of the time when trailing going into the fourth, except for Mahomes, who does it 60% of the time. If every game the Chiefs trailed going into the fourth quarter, with that win percentage, they'd still be a playoff team. It is the most remarkable trait any quarterback has ever had. And then you add this to it. Kelce is the best tight end to ever live.
He got it's 3 straight games, not 3 straight games, but he's had such and such amount of games with 3+ touchdowns.
Oh, well, so this year,
I think he just broke a record last night.
Okay, so he might have. So he has 2 games this year with 3+ touchdowns. He has a 4-touchdown game against the Raiders, a 3-touchdown game against the Chargers. The record he broke last night was most career 100-yard games by a tight end. The record that in that single game parlay that I thought he was going to break when I bet him over 80.5. Also, no other tight end in NFL history has ever had 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Kelce is 145 yards away from his 7th consecutive 1,000-yard season. So it is, he's 33 years old, by the way. And he did it yesterday against Derwin James, the best safety in the league, and a guy who historically has given Kelce some problems. But his final 3 catches were 3 touchdowns. All touchdowns, and they won them the game. And so you see these other quarterbacks, like 2-time defending MVP Aaron Rodgers, who loses Davante Adams and is in shambles all year. The Chiefs trade away Tyreek Hill. McCole Hardman, injured for this game. Juju, injured for this game. Kadarius Toney, injured during this game. Who gives a damn? It doesn't matter. And that then brings us to this. Kent Swanson tweeted, the rest of the AFC West spent $1 billion to dethrone the Chiefs, and it's over by Thanksgiving. So the Raiders added Davante Adams and Chandler Jones and traded a 1st and a 2nd round pick. The Chargers added J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack. The Broncos added Randy Gregory and Russell Wilson and traded, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 3 players. Those 6 players got $580 million worth of contracts. The Chiefs let Tyrann Mathieu leave, traded away Tyreek Hill, got younger, got extra draft picks, got extra cap room moving forward. And they are right now to win the division. And we're not yet to Thanksgiving, minus 7,000. So you want to win $100 on the Chiefs to win the AFC West? All you got to do is lay $7,000 and you win a nice tidy $100. They're the biggest favorites of any team to win any division in the league. It was supposed to be the toughest division ever. And I'm going to add one other point. 32 teams left. If you rank them 1 through 32, as far as remaining strength of schedule, so the combined record of all their opponents, the hardest schedule remaining is the Giants. They have Philly, they have Washington going on, they have Dallas. They're the teams they're playing have a combined winning percentage of like 680. The easiest remaining schedule in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs. So the benefit to playing 9 of your first 10 games against teams the previous year with a winning record is if you can get through at 8-2, it's smooth sailing the rest of the way. They are at Cincinnati. They are home for Seattle as their only games left against teams with a winning record. They have another game. The Chiefs remain, other than those 2 games, they have Houston, 2 against Denver, the Raiders, and 1 other game that I can't remember right now. They are running away. They are going to run away with the 1 seed, and it's not even going to be close. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.